Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Supernegotiate, day 2 in my token economics for procurement professionals. In the last, which is the day 1 video, we talked about different kind of tokens, input, output, processing. We also touched briefly upon what kind of token consume what kind of pricing. And again, we are taking it slow. There is no rush. I want to simplify things of how the token economics needs to be understood by the category managers. So in this day 2 class, I want to focus upon a buzzword called context window. A lot of LLM providers, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Claude, they want to differentiate themselves by leveraging onto how big their context window is. But do we really understand what do we mean by context window? So in today's session, I just want to talk about the context window. In a nutshell, the way I understood context window is consider this as your work desk. How many things can you put on my work desk determines how big my context window is. For example, I can put input tokens, I can put output tokens, I can put processing tokens, and that determines how much information can I put on my desk. Obviously, the more information I put in one go gives me the ability to, let's say, do more complex tasks. So in a nutshell, larger is the context window, i.e. the larger is my work desk, I can do more complex things in one go. And this is where a lot of these frontier LLM providers like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they differentiate, like I mentioned before. So one point I want to mention, I have 3 points for this video. The first point is larger the context window, better is the information processing ability and ability to do complex things in one go. Now, does it mean we understand what is going on from the math side of the things? And this is where my second point comes in. The larger context window, like I mentioned, input, output, processing, everything on one go, doesn't mean you are being charged in the exact same unit cost manner. And this is where I was very surprised. Let me lay it down for you in a very simple terms. Have you heard about the surge pricing? It is exactly what is happening in this context window. So for example, I think it's Gemini. They will give you the context window of 250,000 tokens to begin with. Now, 250,000 tokens roughly translates about, using the free rule that I gave you in my last video, close about 450, 500 pages in one go. And the thing that I learned is as you push the boundaries of this context window, the tokens that I charge are not charged using the same unit pricing. So like I mentioned, surge pricing. So there's a portion of the starting tokens. When you are consuming them, they will be charged at the unit pricing. And then for the later half of the tokens, the surge pricing is applied. So for example, your first 250,000 tokens will be charged at a cent, just using a random example. And the next batch of 250,000 tokens will be charged at cent times the surge pricing. And that surge pricing can be 2 times of your input, of your output, of your processing. So now we understand how significantly the cost can increase when you're dealing with a larger context window. So even though you're getting a model which is, say, Gemini with 250,000 token as the starting one, your next batch, like I mentioned before, will be charged significantly more. And OpenAI is not far as well. Google is 220,000 context window for Gemini, and OpenAI is roughly 270,000. But they both apply surge pricing. In this one, I think Anthropic is a bit differentiator because they give you 1,000,000 context window right from the get-go. But you understand the thing I'm trying to tell you, that you need a bigger workbench, means larger context window. The second point I mentioned, there is a surge pricing context in this consumption pattern as well of the tokens. The third point I want to mention, and this is also quite interesting, when you are sending a very large input request and uploading the documents. So even I was under impression, the bigger my input and the bigger the information I'm giving, it's better for the model to absorb everything and give me a right answer. It doesn't work like that. What I actually found out was if you divide your information in three segments, it's really good. The model in the beginning of the information to understand, it's really good at the end of the information to understand, but the quality of information, let's say processing for the middle duration, it's not really good. So it actually degrades in the middle. So the learning I received, because the degradation happens in the longer context, the middle portion, always send your inputs in a small bite chunks rather than uploading everything in one go. And that for me is quite critical in terms of the findings. So don't dump everything in one go. In a nutshell, do a bite-sized chunks and your quality of information and the output will be significantly better. In fact, this is one hack that I found out, that using the small bite-sized context you want to provide to LM can save you significant amount of money. So we all know about how to now be a little bit more aware about the context window, what kind of information we expect. One last thing I want to leave you with to save money in the token economics cycle. Always ask for information in tabular format. If you're a coder, programmer, always ask information in JSON format. For day-to-day, please always ask information in table format. Why? Because it consumes in a structured form less amount of information in terms of tokens, and you can get a much richer output rather than a verbose text output. I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm slowing it down. We are taking one step at a time to really understand how to master the token economics at Supernegotiate. If you like this video, please tell me what should I cover next. But then I'll see you again in the next part of this video. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video.